EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's Smith now on second down. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On first down, Smith. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. To the air again, Smith. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Play action. It's Smith. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
On second down, here's Smith. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Smith, no chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 40. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd down, Rivers. Steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Preston Smith in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. From the gun, Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Troy Apke, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Allen, the intended receiver.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
After the interception, here's Smith. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Smith. He's going to fire one deep. This is caught inside the 15. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
On 1st down, it's Smith. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On 2nd and 10, Smith into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And this one will be brought back to the 22. I do want to take this time to mention that the next few months, very big in the competitive Madden Championship Series. A few weeks ago, we saw Skimbo go back-to-back.
That's right, back-to-back, second straight year.
You're fired up. And then next up, the Madden Challenge, and it's a $190,000 prize pool, and the ladders to qualify for that tournament now available in MUT draft mode. Exciting. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 44, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram in there to get him. His second sack now of the afternoon. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Third and long, it's Smith. Throw left side, complete. That's Richardson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. The Los Angeles Chargers, you think Week 15, Charles, that win over Kansas City. Look, they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. This is a team that can make a run in the postseason.
Not only can they make a run at the postseason, their head coach, Anthony Lynn, truly believes in the team because in that win in Week 15, remember, he opted to go for 2 after the late touchdown. It worked, and when they asked him about after the game, he said it was a no-brainer. With my team, we're going for it. But I'm with you on this team. They're not sneaking up on anyone. Yeah, they're also going to be a handful for anyone that they're going to play.
And remember, they also beat Pittsburgh in December as well. So this is a team that is very, very talented. Both of those games, by the way, primetime matchups, and the whole nation saw them.
Yeah, the last part, they can go on the road and win. That's a big, big deal because of that defense.
Room past the 20. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And all the way up to the 21-yard line. Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. On 1st and 10, Rivers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, partner, like we always do this time of year with the holidays here and me happy for once. I want to say happy holidays to you, to your family, and to everybody out there in Madden Land.
I like how you said that. Before I do go on, though, happy holidays to you, your family, and everyone out there in Madden Land as well. And hope that they're safe and they're happy and successful holidays for all. But as you said, happy for once. Usually you're kind of a Grinch this time of year. What's going on?
Yeah, well, my heart grew 3 sizes this way.
I love it. I love it. Got to get you some new clothes to accommodate that big chest.
But enjoy the holidays, everyone. Eat, be merry, enjoy your family time. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down throw here for Rivers. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here is the punter Jones as he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38. Oh, he knocks him over. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Now it's Smith. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out first and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And an alley to run. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Here's Desmond King on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with it. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a second down throw for Rivers. Caught left side, Williams. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Rivers now to throw on first down. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. A good pickup there, 22. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw, Rivers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Rivers. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And his kick here is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Out to the left, it's complete to Dodson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Smith on first down. Complete. Richardson has it. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the 4th. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Caught on the right side, Reed. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, back up. Good blitz. Orange.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. The strong safety, Jaleel Adai, right there in coverage. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to sling this, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, Rivers. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Set! 380!
Now Gordon on 1st down. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Melvin Gordon, 27 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
And here come the Redskins now. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. That one goes for 24 yards. Smith now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. It's hauled in by Doxson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Back to throw. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jordan Reed with time running out. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be taken in by the Chargers, and it appears they're going to win this football game. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen, 39 yards. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Trevor Williams there on the coverage. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now Smith. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
One last throw here for Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Sound.